What's going on, everybody? My name is Brad King. I'm the guitarist and vocalist for the band Alienator, and I'm going to be answering a couple questions here for Metal Rules. So, as far as what drives me to create music, it's something that I've always done. It's a creative outlet for me where I can express emotions like anger or sadness, or just get some of the weird ideas out of my head, experiment, express myself. So yeah, it's always been a vehicle for self-expression, and it's fun to get together with the guys and turn our amps up real loud and make some noise. The band's name deals with alienation, definitely. The dictionary definition of alienator is an unpleasant person who causes friendly people to become indifferent or unfriendly or hostile. And I thought that was a pretty fun definition that may or may not relate to the style of music that we play. So in terms of our new album is called Regrets. I have a copy of it right here. It explores some darker themes than we have in the past. Songs about the erosion of truth in our public discourse, about lies and the lying liars who tell them. It was written in part during the 2020 election and the rise of Trumpism and January 6th and all of the division within our society, and as well, we were working on it during the pandemic and all the COVID-related lies and the division within society there as well. The lyrics on the release are about those topics, but also about racism here in Canada, the residential schools, and the mass graves that were discovered at the sites of a lot of these residential schools. That's addressed in the song Irreconcilable. Our song The Priest deals with abuses of the church, both against Indigenous and non-Indigenous children. We also explore some personal themes of grief and loss, regret, alienation, anger, pain and frustration, all those happy sort of topics that we like to get into. The album art, as you can see, it's these family photos that have been smashed out by a hammer. As you open the CD, you can see our band photos are similarly smashed out. That's basically to represent the theme of regrets and somebody trying to erase their memories by vandalizing their family photographs. The whole album package was put together by a talented artist and photographer that we work with named Peter David Ragg. He does all of our photography, so he put that together for us, and I got to have conversations with him like, smash the baby's face out more, which is something I didn't think I'd ever type. We were very happy with the way the album turned out visually and the way it represents the music inside. In terms of new albums that have caught my ears, a lot of the new albums are by artists that are not new, more established bands. I'm kind of slacking on the new bands. I think I need to peruse the pages of Metal Rules perhaps a little bit more. Ones that jump to mind immediately are Null by Ken Mode, which is a great Canadian band. Another great Canadian band, Grabert, just put out an album called Fright Without. That's really good. The Melvins are always near and dear to my heart, and they have got a new album out called Bad Mood Rising that I've been checking out. Over the past little bit, I've been checking out a lot more non-heavy music and stuff that's a little bit older. I did a deep dive into the David Bowie discography recently and the Brian Eno discography, and got into old Genesis a bit, so kind of jump all over the place. So not always brand new music that I'm coming back to. Our local music scene, it's great. We're a pretty isolated community of about 100,000. We're about 8 hours away from the nearest major city that we would be able to tour to. But we do have an audience for all kinds of music, heavy music. We often play with bands of vastly different genres. We're playing with a couple of bands, or one of our next shows is our release party. So we're playing with a band called Shatterhorn that plays kind of heavy psych rock, stoner rock. We're playing with a band called Technosis that's more technical metal. Maybe some death metal in there. They're new. I haven't got a chance to hear them yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And then a band called Chemical Bank that's more sort of heavy psych, but in the garage rock vein. So it's not unusual for us to play with a bunch of bands that have little or nothing in common with us, other than that maybe we're under the umbrella of heavy music, or maybe even not. So there's lots of room for that within the Thunder Bay scene. Future plans for the band, we're just going to keep promoting this album as much as we can. We're going to play out as much as we can, try to get in people's faces live. Ideally, it'd be nice to tour the world and elsewhere, but as our personal and financial situations allow, we'll be doing that. And then writing and recording more new music for everybody. We've already started writing a lot of new material that we just gotta learn. Why does metal rule? I think that within the umbrella of heavy music, there's so many different styles. There's so much room for creativity. I think that as mainstream and homogenized as some forms of heavy music get, there's always a grimy underbelly there of bands that are doing creative and interesting things that's not meant for mass consumption. It's music that can be ugly. It's music that can be frightening. It's music that can break all the rules and still find an audience that's open to that. Whereas if we were playing more socially acceptable music, there would be probably a lot more pressure to be radio friendly or be nice or look cute or what have you. And we can just be ugly and nasty and do whatever we want. So with that, I'm just going to say, check out our new album, Regrets. We're on all the bullshit. We're on Bandcamp, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us on all of that. Or don't, whatever. It's cool. Our feelings won't be hurt. Anyway, this is Brad from Alienator. Metal rules. You guys rule. Love ya. Bye-bye.